All right, my friends, welcome to episode 168 of Prof and Dev Play Games. I am the Professor Larry at Prof Plays Games on Twitter, and over there is Anthony the Dev at SummerSpeak on Twitter. How's it going, man?
It's going okay. It's the 2nd of December now, so We're in full holiday swing, and that means lots of things to do.
We, take our daughter around the neighborhood, and she enjoys the neighbors' decorations, and she is particularly interested in us having decorations as well, which she communicated to us. So we usually put up our decorations like around December 15th. This year we put it up on the 1st. We got a nice little Christmas tree in the corner that she can't touch, but we bought her a felt Christmas tree with Velcro ornaments.
Nice.
So every morning she comes down and puts the ornaments up on the tree, and then at night before she goes to bed she takes them all down. And we didn't teach her that. She just made her own little routine with her Christmas tree, and she is in love with it. So it's really nice. Speaking of ornaments and things that are really nice, that's a bad segue. We are going to give away a Steam code for Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes later in the episode, so please stick around and listen for that. That's some good stuff. We're going to start the episode, though, with some bad stuff. We're going to talk about this little game that came out called Fallout 76 and all the mess that happened with that game. And then we'll talk about what we're playing. So I just, as always, like to start with your just general opinion of the news. So what is your reaction to Fallout 76 thing that's been happening?
Basically, this should go down written as a way not to do PR. Like, put this on there, show it, train people who are going into community management and marketing, going like, don't act like this. Don't do this. Because, wow, Fallout 76 comes out, and I would say it received a lukewarm reception.
Yeah.
Not insanely like worst game ever. Kind of what I thought people probably would expect from it. Mm-hmm. Like, that it's this experimental thing, it's buggy, it's kind of a beta, but not. They're not calling it a beta, but it kind of still is.
Man, they should have done early access for this thing or something like that.
I mean, and if you look at the games they're basing this around, the survival like Rust or Ark or any of these multiplayer survival type things, they all had very long early access. Because there's a lot to balance. It's a very hard thing, and it's hard to get right when you at your first go. Until you have large populations basically exploiting the systems. So, yeah, that I think they should have just been like, yeah, we're going to have this thing in early access or however they want to do it, because it's like the Bethesda launcher on PC or however they want to do it, just go about saying like, yeah, we're going to work together, we're going to figure this out, and we'll do fine. But I don't think that's really the big problem. Sure, it comes out, people are a little disappointed. They want another Fallout game. This isn't really it. But, overall, people will forget, move on. But my God, where do we start? So, there's many.
I want to talk just really briefly about where I would want to start is the Power Armor like collector's edition set.
Oh God,
where it said
didn't even say it was a picture.
Well, it was a picture, but the words clearly said it is a canvas bag.
It's a picture of a canvas bag. In the picture, calling it canvas bag, it looks like a canvas bag. The whole thing, it's canvas bag.
Exactly right. So then when people got it, it was not. It was a cheap-ass nylon bag, which sucks. And then they gave like $5 worth of like, in-game currency to rectify that situation, which is
even worse.
Which is even worse. And it still gets worse, because then it came out that Bethesda actually gave really nice canvas sacks to influencers like YouTube people and Let's Play people to advertise the game. So not only did you not give what you said you were going to give to the people who actually paid for your game, you then gave that thing that you said was due to the fact that there weren't enough resources to make the bags to influencers for free who didn't even pay for your game.
Yeah.
It's just like...
I would say the influencer bags, these are not like cheap bags. It's like like a backpack. Like,
yeah, they look
a very
way
nice
nicer.
Custom canvas leather. Like, these are probably did not make a ton of them. Special, like, promotional things.
Right.
And it's like, it was probably just a promotion. And normally wouldn't be a huge thing. Fine, they sent basically a care package to influencers, reviewers, not reviewers, just generally people in the press. They receive these, like, gift set things, promotional material and stuff.
Right.
The only reason this is a huge deal is because of this stupid saying that the special edition will have a canvas back. And I wish I could go back and find the full pre-order image. Because I'm like, is there an asterisk anywhere on that image that says final contents might vary?
Right.
Because there's now people saying, like, oh, they'll do a class action because of false advertising. And normally with pre-order edition type stuff, you can always look around for an asterisk or some tiny little foot text that is just, yeah, this is roughly what you'll get, but things might change by the time we actually ship the product. Yeah,
because these companies are going to cover their ass in any way they can. But it was just like insult to injury, and then further injury, and then more injury. It was just like it was a comedy of errors, and I was just thinking how I don't know if it's like a lack of respect for the audience or for their community or whatever, but like to think that they could just, is it hubris that they thought they could just do this and it wouldn't matter, like release, this whole PR debacle. On top of that, like how buggy the game is, and I know Bethesda games launch buggy, but this seems to be terrible.
Well, this should be expected. So for me as a developer, when they announced this thing, it intrigued me, but then they are trying to make even if it's small scale multiplayer game of Fallout on effectively Fallout 4's engine.
Right.
Which is a game designed from the ground up with no multiplayer. Systems, like core fundamental stuff of the engine is like, it is not a multiplayer, not a networked engine. Which is terrifying when you say, well, let's experiment. Let's try to put multiplayer in. The amount of places that are gonna break is insane. I don't know. I understand they want to do a cheap way to do a multiplayer experiment, but at this point, you have to be saying, if this is an experiment to see if you want to do this, will this even give you the data you need to know? Or is it just going to be a mess of bugs and engine troubles that now you're going to look at it and be like, we have no clue if a multiplayer one would work or not? Like,
is it comparable at all to your experience with Frostbite at EA, where from what I understand, Frostbite was built for one specific
for first-person shooters,
right? And then other things were bolted onto it to make it for like a third-person RPG or whatever else.
So for Dragon Age, so at one point I did get to go have lunch with like 3 people on the BioWare Edmonton team who were working on Inquisition, like super early into it, and really just got to talk to them and ask them like what was going on and stuff. And to even get Frostbite to a place where they could have like third person, like Inquisition, basically, like the camera in there, and just like core features for an RPG, it took them like 6 months.
Right.
Of just getting features into the engine so that they could do this. So it wouldn't make certain assumptions of the type of the game that would be a first person shooter. Because can't remember them now. They just said that there was a lot of assumptions being made in places you wouldn't expect that this is a first-person shooter.
Like baked into the code, basically.
Baked into the code. Baked into like the whole thing. And Frostbite's come a long way since then, and it can do a lot of different stuff now. But man, was there growing pains.
Yeah,
it took a lot of time, and it took a lot of time before they even could start making the game.
That's what it moves back to your comment about what's happening here with 76, is that maybe there wasn't enough time, or maybe it's just not.
I don't think they should have done that at all. Like, so that's
that's true.
So that's a thing with Frostbite. It already had, from the ground up, it's a first-person shooter. It has to support, for battlefields and stuff, multiplayer. So that code's throughout. Right. Networking is not something you just throw in later.
Right.
It is a fundamental thing. When you start making a game, you have to ask yourself, is this networked or not? Because there are 2 radically different ways of programming the engine.
So bolting on this multiplayer to what ostensibly didn't have any multiplayer is just a recipe for disaster.
Pretty much.
The first time that you
I'm sure I'm like, couldn't someone be in there going like, this is terrible. Do not do this. Do not. Like, just, we're going to have to build up a new engine or take an engine, someone else's engine, and use that.
What kind of brings me to the next question I had, which I hope you can give us some insight on. You're not in the room there, obviously, but as a developer, like as the developer who was at PopCap when EA came in and whatever, who the hell is the they telling them you got to put this thing out? Like, I thought they're a public or a private company, aren't they?
They're owned by who owns Bethesda? So there's Bethesda Game Studio. God, what was the company? Bethesda Game Studio. Because there's actually like a whole chain of... There's the Bethesda Game Studio, who did at least Fallout 4 and 3. Like, they make the games, Elder Scrolls and stuff. Like, part of me wonders, I'm like, they had a new team for 76, I believe.
Well, it's Bethesda Game Studios. I don't know. No. You're right. It's Austin. It's Austin. The ones who were doing... Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they started a new studio that did 76.
Correct.
Previously, all this stuff had pretty much been done out of their main Bethesda Game Studios in Maryland. But, so there's that. They're owned by Bethesda Softworks, division of Bethesda Softworks, who are owned by ZeniMax. Yeah, ZeniMax.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought it was ZeniMax.
And ZeniMax is public. I'm pretty sure.
No, I think they are.
No, they're private. They're still private. They are private.
They're public. Okay.
But they own Bethesda, Arcane, id, Machine Games, a bunch of other ones. So, honestly, who's saying they have to get this out at this time? I mean, it probably comes all the way up the chain to ZeniMax or Bethesda Softworks.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's who it would be. It's probably not the studio. The studio's probably like, no, please no.
It just seems like such a black eye for the Fallout brand.
I kind of can see that, but in the end, if the next Fallout game years from now is good, no one's going to remember this.
Well, that's
I can bring up brands that the biggest one to me is XCOM.
Mm.
So everyone loves XCOM and the new XCOM and XCOM 2. There was the XCOM shooter, no one really even remembers, from years before the modern XCOM games. There was XCOM 3 Apocalypse, which was terrible. There's XCOM Interceptor, a space sim, which was terrible. There was some like third-person action game with the XCOM name. Like, no one remembers these games.
Yeah.
And no one cares.
Well, that's also a good point, because in terms of the timeline, they're working on Starfield, and then it's Elder Scrolls 6, and then Fallout after that. Like, Fallout is probably not going to be out for like a decade, right?
Probably.
If we're going to have those two first. So you're right. By then, this might even be fixed, and whatever else, we'll forget about this.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, but people have short attention spans, and if the next game is really good, they're going to be like, whatever. This will just go down as a blip of history.
Yeah, right.
And that's kind of where I'm like, where people are getting like, oh, I see a lot of people online getting bent out of shape of being like, they're ruining the franchise. And I'm like, ruining a franchise takes more than one game. It takes many bad games for a while, which I guess some people didn't like, would say that Fallout 4 wasn't the best game.
Right.
So for them, they might be. This franchise might be done for them, which is, that's totally possible.
Well, for some people, the high watermark was New Vegas, which wasn't even Bethesda. It was Obsidian, so.
Yeah. So, I mean, that goes back and forth. I don't know. I was seeing other stuff where I was seeing some, like, talk of, like, bringing this up for Bethesda and for Blizzard with Diablo Immortal, going, like, they should apologize to fans. And as a developer, I would say, fuck that.
Yeah.
They don't have to apologize to anybody to make these games. You do not have ownership of these properties. Yes, it can be sad that if that's not what you want, but they don't owe you an apology for making the game. Bethesda can apologize for not sending a canvas bag, for shipping a buggy, broken game, for like not letting people, if there was another refund, get a refund for the game. If not even played it, if they've downloaded it, they can't refund it.
Right.
And just lots of little things where I'm like, no, they should apologize for horrible PR, but don't apologize for making the game. Like,
for me, it's the vibe between business and art. You apologize for business stuff. You don't apologize for art. Like, art is art, and that's what it is, even if you don't like it, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So I've seen some talk that have gone down that way, and it just, that stuff pushes me the wrong, like, really just kind of gets under my skin, because I'm not expecting everyone to like what I make, or as a developer, I assume other developers don't expect everyone to like what they make, and they're not making it for everyone. They're making it, ideally, in some ways, for themselves.
Well, that's, partially, of course, when you make art, you're making it for yourself, but in terms of the game, and I guess it expands to movies and books and everything else, too. Like, not every game is for you.
Yeah.
Not every book is for you. Like, you might not like everything, and that's even if you feel like you're entitled to like it. I don't know.
That's just a weird cultural shift that's been going on for the last decade, maybe more, where you have, I will put myself in this, us as fans, and some of that going farther, feeling like we have some ownership over the thing we are a fan of.
I think we see that in movie franchises like Star Wars. And
you see it in Star Wars, the Marvel stuff, any of the comic book movies. You see it in books with Game of Thrones. Like, they feel like people have ownership over Martin finishing those books. Yeah, right. I'm disappointed he's not writing more books, like, faster. He doesn't actually owe me anything, though. Just as I don't owe him anything if I don't want to continue supporting his work and reading the books or watching the TV show, if I chose to. Like, that's how this works. If you don't like it, just don't. And it's okay not to be happy with something that you've liked for a long time. Like Star Wars, I've liked Star Wars for most of my life. I really didn't like Solo.
Yeah.
I did not like that movie. Got out of it and I was just super disappointed. But that's okay. I don't sit here and like get mad that I didn't like it or felt that it was a bad movie. But I move on with my life. I have other things to do.
Well, I think also we have so many other things to watch and play. Like, in the past, there was less. Like right now, there's some stories about the sales for Fallout 76 being down like 80-something% against Fallout 4, and on the UK charts, like Spyro sold more than Fallout 76. But there's so many more games out right now. Like this weird thing that's happened with Odyssey with me, where Brad challenged me basically to beat this thing before Smash came out, and I took it very seriously. And because I've been playing this game nonstop for 2 months, like there's been sales on a bunch of other regular games that I passed on because I'm not going to have time to play it because I'm focusing on this one game. And there are more games, and the games that are out are bigger, and it's more about time, if you have the time to do it or not. And I didn't, so I didn't buy like 6 other games that I probably would have bought otherwise.
Oh yeah, I'm in the same boat.
More competition. Yeah.
There's a lot of competition, a lot of play, but I'm also doing it from just sitting here watching the news cycle on big games. Like, how quickly has Red Dead fallen off people's
I was thinking that exact
main
same thing.
Like, I'm like,
earlier
people
tonight,
are talking about this like one of the best games ever, and we're 3 weeks from it launching?
Yep.
And it's crickets on news cycle. Like, sure, I see memes here and there on Reddit sometimes, and just sometimes on Twitter, but not a lot. Not what I would expect. Not what I saw whenever GTA 5 came out. And
it's interesting, too, with online coming out this week, like the beta or whatever, but the people getting into the online and just kind of like, it's empty and lifeless. And it made me think, I heard about Red Dead Redemption 2 like every single podcast for months and months and months before it came out. Since it's come out a couple of times, mainly to be like, some people like the story, and then other people hate the pacing and hate the controls. Like it was divisive, of course, with the critics, but it really hasn't lingered. And I wonder if that's partially because it's not that great of a game, or just because there's so much other stuff to talk about.
I think this is the difference between when the original Red Dead came out. Because I will put out, I think it's probably, again, not playing it, but just seeing some streams and talking to people who have played it. It's a good game. It's a well-made game, well-crafted. When the original Red Dead came out, it was easier to stay in people's minds. Now there's just so much competition. There's so much speed to the video game. Honestly, all news cycles now. Probably because of Twitter and social media and just in general, like the speed that we take in news and get new news and want new news has increased exponentially.
Well, you've got to drive new clicks, so you got to have new stuff. So,
and you got to put it on like, what's the new thing? Like, why is everyone talking about this Fallout 76 stuff still? Probably because it's controversy and it drives clicks.
Right, exactly.
It does.
Like a new fuck up every day. So.
Yeah, exactly. But some of this, I'm like, yeah, this is really good for sites that want to keep getting clicks right now. Just keep the controversies going.
Which is why we're talking about it tonight.
I know, it's true, and but it's very much in the moment. But I'd bring it back, like, some of this is just like, I'm like, can I turn around and see something that's not a Fallout 76 screw up? Like, right now it doesn't feel like it.
Right. No, it's everywhere. It's lingering more than I feel like the discussion of Red Dead Redemption 2 did.
Yeah.
And obviously,
like, I don't think there's a lot of controversy there with Red Dead 2.
No.
It came out, it's a well-crafted, well-made game. Sure, it's divisive on mechanical choices.
Yes, right.
But that's not exciting click news.
No.
Not at all. Like, that's much more like long-form pieces that I would probably read on, like, deep analysis on the game design and choices being made, why, etc. Most people don't care. And guess what? Smash comes out Friday.
I know, I was about to say, obviously the big games coming out or whatever, but this Smash Brothers game, which is on a different console, obviously, but we've been waiting for a long time for a new Smash game, and there's so much in it.
Yep.
There's just so much fan service that it's going to take over, I think. Like, that one's going to linger for a while, I think.
Oh my god, my friend's going to be here this weekend, and I'm going to have Smash.
Oh my god, that sounds
Holy
amazing.
crap.
Yeah, we're looking.
I need Joy-Cons. I need extra Joy-Cons stat.
Oh, you only have the 2?
Uh-huh.
Oh, you can just turn them sideways. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Oh, I mean, that might
I'm just kidding.
Have to happen.
That'd be pretty awful, but it'd be, fine to play for a bit.
But I mean, there's going to be like 4 of us on Sunday.
Oh, that's not going to work then.
And I'm like, fine, people might just have to suck it up and use the little side controllers if they work.
Right. Because you have 2 sets of Joy-Con, right?
No, I only have 1 set.
Oh, then you need a second set then.
I know, and I'm like, crap.
Okay. Yeah, I think
maybe I'll just tell my friend to pack his.
That's a better idea. I think we're going to do a Smash party at Brad's when it comes out.
Oh,
I'm so excited. And I'm so sad I'm not going to get through Odyssey before it launches. But
I think you will. You're close.
I got to kill another 20 cultists and find 2 more of the artifacts and then finish the main quest, the family quest. I realized in the past week I probably put 1.5, 2 hours a night. And
holy crap.
Just barely advanced the family storyline, although I was going after a bunch of cultists. So that was probably, I don't know, like I think I wrote to you today that the storyline for when you're in the Spartan King send you off to do your different things. Go to Boeotia or whatever it's called to do the battle and
the Olympics.
Testicles, all that kind of stuff. And then Lagos, that whole storyline with Residius and Lagos and whatever, all those pieces together, like 15 to 17 hours to do that because I just keep getting distracted along the way, which I realize is the way that I want to play this game. So when I was like rushing it, I feel like I wasn't playing it the way I want to.
Yeah.
Trying to like mainline the story and stuff. But I still have some time, so we'll see. But I still have 20 cultists to kill before I get to the ghost, so I feel like that's going to take me some time.
I feel like this is a good transition into what we've been playing.
And before we get there, let's give the code away. This is something that I don't know if you played this game, Ground Zeroes.
I did not play Ground Zeroes. Honestly, I haven't even played Metal Gear Solid 5. Again, after 2, I stopped playing Metal Gear Solid. Like, again, everyone says 3 was really good. My brother-in-law has put like 1,500 hours into 5.
1,500?
Yes.
Wow. That's crazy. 5 is
like a bunch, he said there's like a bunch of base building type stuff, and he's he was super obsessed with that stuff for years.
It's really good gameplay, like 5, Phantom Pain, and I played Ground Zeroes and beat it, but that's the only Metal Gear I've ever played, and the story made no sense to me, so I didn't continue. But the code for Ground Zeroes is on Steam, 9TZE4ZDM4P3M3PW. If you redeem it, let me know on Twitter @ProfPlaysGames. Also, if you like our podcast, definitely check us out and rate us on your podcast service of choice. And then, let's roll right into what we've been playing. So it's been Odyssey for me, and a teeny bit of VR last night, but about 1 to 2 hours a night of Odyssey. And I finally found a place where we diverged. the whole Monger quest where Presidius wants you to kill him in private and Marini wants you to kill him in public. I killed him in public and you did it in private.
No, I did it in public.
Oh, you did? Shit. Okay, so we're still
I haven't actually found anyone who killed him in private.
Oh, okay. So everyone did it publicly.
My other friend who beat it, who I was comparing it to, did it in public. So I do know it's important. It's very goddamn important.
Well, yeah. Is it important past the Lagos storyline?
No.
Okay.
It's just, I think the way it works is if you don't do it, if you've done it in private, you can convince, is it Lagos?
Yeah.
Convince Lagos he'll actually, tell you what's going on?
Yeah, he'll tell you what's going on and he'll leave the cult, apparently.
Yeah.
And go off, with his friend Presidius.
Yeah.
Presidius. But when you do kill him and you're trying to tell the guy you can just go leave the cult, and he's like, I don't trust you because you killed this guy in public or whatever, and then you have to fight him. So I guess we did do the same thing. All right, so we're still on the same track. But at that point in the story, I'm going to believe my mom over this other person that I've never really met. So,
yeah.
But I'm so, I love this game. It is probably going to be my top game of the year. I really think it's going to be better than all the other games that I've played, just because, I played it more than the other game, but there's just so much to it. And I keep getting distracted. There's ooh, what's over that hill? Just like Breath of the Wild, right? And then oh, what's this side quest about? And I realized when I was trying to mainline the story, I did one random quest. It was like a Socrates quest. And it turned out to be a really interesting side quest with a cultist where you have to decide, let's see here. If you do what this cultist wants to kill someone, then he'll let his slave go. And if you don't,
that one, yes.
That one. And I just bumbled into it because it was close, and I was like, I'll get distracted for 10 minutes. And I thought it was short, it was interesting, and it just made me remember this game is about exploring and running into things. So I'd rather just do that.
My friend came across that quest, and he found out, he went through the way, he's like, all right, who do you want me to kill?
Oh, shit.
And he was following it down. It's Odessa.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really interesting.
And he hadn't progressed any of the story with Odessa beyond that initial meeting. He'd never done the other stuff.
Right.
So, yeah.
Whoa, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I wonder how that would play out if Odessa's on your crew.
I don't think you can at that point. I could be wrong, though.
Okay. Yeah. It must choose somebody else, maybe.
Yeah, or something. I don't know. I don't have the choices. I didn't have the choice. I didn't take the choice. So
right.
But yeah, that was an interesting twist I wasn't expecting.
Yeah. So just remind that I'm enjoying stumbling into things.
Yeah.
And then right now I've advanced to where I'm about to go find Demos again, and I'm supposed to find him, but probably won't because I promised my mom I'd bring him home or whatever. But now I want to go back to the Minotaur quest, and the Minotaur quest in Messenia, the real Minotaur, there's it branched out into 3 places. Yes. People talk to 3 people, and I was like, I'll probably go to the main quest right now because I want to track down 3 things. But now I'm like, I kind of do, but I also want to track down all the cultists, and I want to get all the cultists down and the artifacts down before I go back and finish the main quest, because I think finishing those first impacts the family quest, right?
No.
No?
Not that I know of.
Oh, okay. I thought
it doesn't. You could finish it in whatever order. I'm trying to think of how I finished it. Did I finish the cultist first? I don't think I finished the cultist first. I finished that after. But I think I finished I can't remember it at the moment. They're kind of separate endings, but it's hard for me to tell you. The cultist ending is you can do really whenever. That's just kind of an interesting story bit going on, but it's less tied to the other 2. And then there's the family story ending, which is cool. I think I would probably do the family ending first.
Oh, okay.
And
then I probably can finish it next week.
Then do the artifacts.
Okay.
Get the other 2 artifacts, listen to all that, and finish that one.
Okay.
For what I would call full closure on everything. Right. That one feels like a true gives a bigger bit of closure. Has the modern day stuff too, but
well, if that's the case, then I can definitely finish the family storyline before Friday. So okay,
yeah, I would say try to finish the family, do that before Friday. But then I think that means you have them. What do you have left to do on the artifacts?
Minotaur and Medusa.
Okay,
and I'm at the level now where I can go to Lesbos if I want, but I'm going to finish the Minotaur first.
So
those fights are pretty cool. So
Yeah, I put the game back in yesterday and played for like 3 hours in the middle of the afternoon. And there's been updates.
Yeah.
I was not expecting this. A lot of updates. So I did the quest-wise. I did the show must go on.
Yeah,
which was a lot of fun.
How long was that whole quest line?
Hour.
Could estimate.
I think I did in about an hour.
Oh, okay, I'm probably halfway through then because I did about half an hour of it.
Yeah, it's not insane. So I did that one. There was another new quest and I killed basically another Cyclops.
Oh.
I don't remember the name of it. I just logged in and was like, hey, there's this new quest.
Oh, the Lightning Bringer or whatever it was.
Yeah, it's on Andros.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got and killed that thing.
That was added to the game, so that's interesting.
Yeah, I was like, oh, there's a new thing there. But on like mechanical WoW that surprised me was the transmogrification.
Oh, yeah.
Of items. I can look however I want to look now. Yeah. And it shows you go collect these different things so that you can unlock the look that you want. Which was cool. So cool.
It keeps the stuff that you like dismantled a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like it knows that you had it, so it's all just this huge bank of visual stuff.
Yeah, which is
so
great.
You can. I'm using the set that when you die, you get 100% of your health back, and it has 1 minute cooldown.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called. I don't really like how it looks, so I changed the look to it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's really fun. The transmog is really good. And then there's what was the new thing that just came out?
There's Paragon levels.
Yeah, that's it.
They don't call them Paragon levels, but it's Paragon levels from Diablo. And I can level over. I leveled to 51.
Right.
When I played yesterday, which was crazy. So I feel like I never have to keep doing this again. I just keep getting experience.
Did you stop when you were 50 before?
No.
The reason I ask is because supposedly if you had kept playing and whatever, it was still counting your XP and would just give it to you when you logged back in.
It did, and so I'm still level 51. I'm wondering if my level will go up more, or if it will... Maybe it's not 51. Maybe it was just 50 and I got another point. Maybe the bar just fills up. Right. Okay, it's 70. All right.
Yeah,
so I didn't gain levels, but I did gain ability points for what I did.
Right.
So I had like 8 ability points waiting for me.
But you didn't gain levels. That's weird.
At least it didn't show me gain levels.
Okay. Because supposedly they raised the cap to 70, and then you can keep getting ability points after that.
Okay.
So
I don't know.
Weird.
I don't know how it works either. I just had 8 though to spend on all these additional, basically, I don't know, stat buffs.
Exactly. They made this it's like 1% damaged or whatever you can keep adding to or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I've increased my crit chance by like 2.5%, increased my adrenaline per hit as well. Like, I don't know. Now I'm like, crap, this is we've gone full on Diablo action RPG now.
Well, they talked about how, there's not going to be Assassin's Creed next year, so they want to keep people engaged with this, and so far they're doing a pretty good job. Yeah. And I know it's still the same year that came out, but if they keep doing, like, that the play must go on, or the story must go on, or whatever it's called, things like that, and then obviously, I didn't realize they were doing this, but the DLC is split up into episodes.
Yep.
So the first DLC is obviously Tuesday, but then, over the course of the next, it'd be like one a month, so it's just like, you just would keep going back to this game, and it's always new content.
Yep.
I'm still not even through the game, and I spent $100 on the gold edition, DLC and all that stuff. If I didn't play another second, it'd been worth my money. Like, it's insane how much value.
I looked at my time. I thought it was over 100 hours. I'm not over 100. I'm at 99 hours and 19 minutes.
Nice.
But still, that's insane. The amount of time, like, holy crap.
I'm at 62 right now. And I think if I were to guess, I'm probably like 7-8 hours away from finishing the family line. Because I have to finish episode 7, 8, and then go to 9 in the epilogue, so something like that. And when I'm done, there's still so many question marks on the map. Like, there's so many places I've gone to yet, and probably won't need to go to for the main quest.
What else did I do? I did I finished the Blind King finally.
Oh, nice.
I was like, oh, why haven't I done this? Oh, there's one lookout that I never got.
Me too. I have one that I need to get.
I went and got it and finished that quest, which was cool. And then I finished the statue the maker guy.
Phidias or whatever.
Phidias. Did finish that quest line up, which was cool. got me a legendary sword, which was cool.
Oh, nice.
So, which is now just completely becoming my, like, I gotta collect all the legendaries so I can have all the engravings, so I can mix and match how I want to make my build. But yeah, I mean, that was just about 3 hours of play yesterday. Did a bunch of stuff, and I could just keep playing.
I played 2 hours last night, 1 hour tonight, 1 hour today, and I gained like 3 levels. Just wow. I've had a bunch of contracts that I finally. For some reason, they all popped. Like I killed one guy, and 3 or 4 or 5 of them popped, and it's like nearly 100,000 experience per each one. It was just like boom, level. So I'm really close to 50. I should get there by the middle of the week if I continue at this pace.
But 50 is not the cap anymore.
I know, but still, I get that nice trophy for it. So
yeah,
I'm looking at the trophy list and thinking, yep, when I finish the game, I will naturally have finished like 80% of these trophies. So
yep.
Platinum pace feels pretty good.
It does. It's actually really good.
It's not a bad platinum to get, except for those underwater locations, which I've been doing along the way. So hopefully I won't have too many at the end. But there's like 44 or something like that. It's kind of a lot.
Just got to work.
And I hate swimming. So
yeah.
Ugh.
So
yeah.
I've
we're still
been
loving that game.
Yeah, still loving it. It's a great one. So what else have I been playing? I installed Artifact.
Oh yeah.
So did I say that? I think I've said this on my podcast. I had it for free.
I didn't know. I thought it was a free to play game.
It's not free to play. It's $20. Oh, it's an actual like pay game. You pay, you get 10 packs and like starter decks.
Okay.
But because of my stupid code from 2006, I get everything from Valve ever for life. Clearly. It was not messaged to me. It's a great benefit, but it was never messaged to me that way whenever I got this code back in 2006. It was a code so I could get like Half-Life 2 Episode 1, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly it was more than that. So
wow, that's pretty cool.
I've just been getting every Valve game for
you'll get Half-Life 3 when it comes out for free.
Exactly. This code was great back in the day when you're like, oh, Valve makes games.
Right.
Less exciting now whenever you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they released Artifact, and then I played through the tutorial Artifact and promptly sold my cards and uninstalled.
Wow, you like it that much, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I found it so boring.
Oh, geez. Okay. And
complicated in all the ways that, like, to create depth, so much complication that it's just boring to me. Like, that's just a complicated card game. And I am not interested in a super complicated card game.
So and when you say sell it, you
sold it on the marketplace. Sold my cards back on the market, or at least some of them. Like the 10 packs, so I still have my starter decks. But the 10 packs that open, I sold all my rares and all my uncommons and made like $17.
Dang. Okay.
And then I bought Battletech Flashpoint expansion.
Nice.
Which I've been enjoying quite a bit. So it's more up my alley.
You're able to flip that code into something else then.
I guess so. I feel bad about it, but I'm like, I don't want to play this. And wow, okay. A lot of people just sell their cards. You can't trade them, though. You can only sell them.
Right. Kind of like Oswald, actually.
They don't want a gray market, basically. I don't think it's the best way to go about it. I understand why they're doing it, but it still feels bad. Because I'd much rather have... There's a coworker who's really into it and does like it and wants to play it. I'll be like... I was like, I could just give you all my cards. I don't care. But you can't.
You're not allowed to. Ugh.
Nope, can't give. You have to just sell. So, and there's a couple cards in there that sell for more than the game costs.
Oh, wow.
Like, it's super weird from a marketplace standpoint following it, but yeah, not the card game for me. It's just too much. Too many. They basically made a MOBA card game, and I don't want a MOBA card game.
Well, that sounds terrible.
It just, I mean... It's polished, it has all sorts of stuff. I'm just like, this is for a very specific audience.
Well, it's based off of Dota, right?
It is.
Is it Dota?
It's Dota. It effectively is that type of Dota game. There's three lanes. You're playing cards you're effectively playing 3 games in one game.
Right.
It just shifts you between lanes, and you're trying to destroy towers, and but there's a lot more Dota mechanics and MOBA mechanics that they brought in that I wouldn't have expected them to, and I don't think it makes the game better. Lots of little random things everywhere. Just, again, lots of complexity to create depth when I don't think the game actually has that much depth on its own.
Yeah.
So, that's my take. Wasn't thrilled. Moved on.
Stick to Hearthstone, kids.
Or Magic.
Or Magic, yeah.
I would say, like, now with MTGA, if you find Hearthstone and you're like, okay, Hearthstone's too simple, I want something more complex, just play Magic on Magic the Gathering Arena.
Yeah.
Magic still, I'm like, I don't think Magic is the best card game ever made, but it's better than Artifact, and it's still one of the best card games ever made. I put it in the category of being like, yeah, if someone thinks it is, I wouldn't think ill of them or bad, that their opinion is wrong. It's just not for me. But it has the right level of complexity. Because complexity it's not complex from the rules system. Complexity comes from the cards and the card
easy
interactions.
To play, hard to master kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Artifact is not that. Artifact is just complicated to play.
Yeah. I wonder if it's complicated for people who play that MOBA all the time.
I'm sure that they
slide into it.
They could probably slide into it more. But yeah, But
you're not really bringing in new players then if you're just poaching your own players.
Yeah. And games of Artifact take like 45, 50 minutes.
Oh, fuck no.
And I'm like, I don't want that. Like, Magic Gathering Arena is great. So Magic, like, whenever you typically, like, go to, like, stores and stuff, normally you'd play best 2 of 3.
Right.
Which is fine, which usually takes about 45 minutes for 2 of 3. Right. 30 to 45. But Magic Gathering Arena, very much, they do have modes that are like, yep, you get the sideboard, you get to do your best 2 out of 3, whole thing. But the main way you play that game is just single matches.
Yeah.
Very fast. And you can finish a game of Magic. Usually my games last between 6 to 15 minutes.
Man, I hope that game comes to iPad.
I hope it does too. I mean, I play it, I'm like, and it works because it just fits into it's really easy to sit down and just play a game and be done. And be like, oh, I'm taking lunch and just have like a half an hour. I'm going to eat and play a game of Magic. And I know that it can be done.
Yeah.
I can't do that with Artifact. So, yeah. If you're looking for something more complicated than Hearthstone, just go to Magic Arena. It also doesn't try to replicate the paper experience, where Artifact weirdly tries to be a physical game, kind of. Like, you don't get... You get free cards you can just kind of play with, but you don't own. So you can play it's like pre-constructed, but they don't really give you anything. Magic the Gathering Arena has ways of winning packs, opening more packs, earning packs, like more free to play.
Right.
Artifact is not. You want more cards, you buy them. That's it.
So you earn nothing by playing?
Not really.
Huh, interesting.
The experience of playing. I mean, it replicates a physical cards. Like, you don't go play Friday Night Magic and you're going to get packs of cards. You have to pay for them if you're going to do.
Yeah.
But they definitely like modeled it over. Like, this is digital, but it follows a traditional manufactured physical product.
That's a hard thing to do because you don't actually own it. You're just licensing it. You don't.
Yeah.
You know.
Although I sold it and made money.
Well, that's true. Yeah. I mean,
although I made credit in my Steam wallet, I didn't actually get cash.
Yeah, you can't cash that out. You just obviously use it to buy more games. Which you already did.
I did, and I got Battletech Flashpoint, which I installed and started playing Battletech again, and I've probably put a good chunk of time, probably 7 or 8 hours.
Damn.
Since last, like, Thursday, just at night playing that.
Right.
And some during today. And I'm not doing the campaign. They added this career mode into the game, which is just freeform. You're just like, I'm going to start a career. You just start as a mercenary.
Oh, so it's like
the whole map is open. The whole map is open to you. There's no story being thrown at you. There's like short stories now. There's things called flashpoints, which are linked together mercenary contracts that tell kind of like a short story, which I haven't done yet because I'm not in my career. I am not strong enough yet. But yeah, you just start as a mercenary and you're just trying to pay your bills, take jobs, loot better mechs, buy better mechs, weapons, the whole thing. Yeah, can't complain. It's they added more mechs, a couple more mechs, and some more maps and terrain. So if you like Battletech, go for it.
Best thing about Artifact is you could flip it into that game.
Yeah, actually it was. And there was another coworker who also... There's one coworker that enjoyed it and wants to continue playing, and then 2 of us who played it who flipped our cards.
Nice.
We're just like, nope, we're out. I hate this thing.
Well, it's just time at this point. Like, maybe there's a world where you played for quite a bit longer and kind of fell in love with the mechanics and wanted to do that, but it takes so much time to get invested in it that it's an easy, you look at it and you say, it's just easier for me right now to say, nope.
Yeah, I don't think I will. And that's the thing. There's other card games I'd rather play.
Correct.
If I have time to play card games, there's other ones I want to play.
Yeah.
And not even Magic Arena. There's actual physical card games I would play.
Yeah. I feel like that's what's coming down with everything now, because there's so much content. Like, if there's something I'm watching, I'm like, nah, there's a million other things to watch. There's a million other games to play. Like, I don't know, Odyssey is just like so much in my blood. Like, there's been 3, 4, 5 different new games that I've been very interested in, but I thought that would take away time from playing Odyssey. Like, if I have gaming time, I'm playing this game, and it's been that way since October 2nd. Like, I have barely played anything else besides the VR stuff, which I did play a VR game last night. I played more of Moss.
Nice.
Which is, the way, same as I felt last week, it's just set up as a diorama, and you just go from scene to scene, kind of looking in this diorama, solving puzzles. It's interesting. It's a fun game. The problem is the way that it suggests that you play is to put the camera below the TV so that it has a better chance of seeing the light on your controller. But for every other game, they want you to put the camera above your TV. So I have it installed above my TV, and it's not really something I can move, this PlayStation camera, the way that I have it set up.
Yeah.
So there's some technical issues with like the puzzles in Moss where I'm trying to like grab things or move things, and it's not really registering my controller or my, to move stuff in the game. So it actually makes things a little slower. And in battles where like you have to like grab different items really quickly and manipulate them, it doesn't quite work as well as it should. And it's the only VR game that I've played where that's the case. Everything else is really smooth. So that's a little frustrating. But I spent about an hour and a half or 2 hours last night playing it, just nonstop. No issues with sickness or
nice.
Obviously, it's not moving around that much.
The dioramas probably would be fine.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
Most people.
But it's a solid game. It's a solid action adventure game with puzzles, and
nice.
it would be a great flat game. It's a great VR game. I'm really enjoying it. But other than that, my time is spent with Malaka.
Gosh, she better freaking win.
I hope she does. She's the only female up in that category.
She so deserves it.
She's so good. Even now, like 60 hours in, I'm not tiring of her voice.
Nope.
As a voice actress, like she just brings new stuff to everything.
I meant to ask. Did you say I'm just a traveler?
Who was that to?
Mercenary who was sent to find you?
No, I don't remember.
It was in Lagos, I was pretty sure.
Yeah, I fought that guy, so...
And he was like...
Oh, fuck.
He's like, who are you?
Uh-huh.
And he's like, oh, I'm supposed to meet someone, and like this person. You just say, that's not, I'm just a traveler. And they're
no,
like...
I didn't.
And like No, because they say I'm supposed to meet someone who has like an eagle. They're basically describing you, and you're like, no, it's just a traveler. And then Icarus lands on your head, and she just does the biggest eye roll. Oh God, it was so good.
Damn it! Is that the one? Shit. Okay, I missed that then.
I laughed. That one was so good. And then you fight the dude.
Awesome. Yeah.
It was another moment of levity, which was nice.
Oh man. Okay. I totally forgot that point because you had told me that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like 20 hours earlier in my Assassin's Creed Odyssey journey. So I forgot.
Yeah. I'm really enjoying that, and I'm really excited for Smash too. But Smash fills a different niche than Odyssey, so I feel like those can live side by side.
Yeah, for me it's just time. Like right now, my gaming time I want to spend beating this because I feel like I'm getting a lot closer.
Yeah.
Smash though is just like obviously like the fan service, the characters, but just the unlocks, like unlocking things. I'm so excited to unlock all 70 whatever characters. Like I just and trying the single player modes and playing with you, playing with Brad. Like I'm just I'm so ready. And I can't believe it's almost here. Like when Smash 4 was coming out, I was like living and breathing Smash like every day for months. But now I've just been so busy that with a kid and everything else that it's kind of been in the back of my mind. And I'm just realizing now, like, oh my God, it's this Friday.
It is Friday, right?
Yeah,
it is Friday.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to playing against you for sure.
I still have it. Is it coming? I'm just making sure. I'm like, I know I pre-ordered it. I was going to make sure it's there.
Oh yeah, I have not done that yet. I need to do that. I was waiting until December to do that, but I got to pre-order it so I get that. Or I guess you can get the Piranha Plant no matter what, as long as you buy it before February or whatever.
Yeah, but and I think even if I get, because I'm getting a physical.
Okay.
I think even with having physical,
as long as you hook up to as long as you claim your coins, whatever the My Nintendo coins through the menu, then you'll get it. That's the thing that triggers it.
Okay, that should be easy enough then.
Which is always great when I used GameFly, because I would just register the carts that I rented and it gave me the coins anyways.
That's great.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Look, super excited for that.
Oh man, I want to play. This is weird, but because I got into Zelda with Breath of the Wild, like try out the different Links, like the Toon Link versus a young Link versus.
I'd be very curious how they differ.
Well, the regular Link now has a lot more Breath of the Wild stuff in it. Yeah. So then the young Link, I think, is going to play like the old Link.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
Oh my god. It's time, isn't it?
I need to unlock King K. Rool. I cannot wait to play as King K. Rool. And I don't know why. I'm so excited. That's the character that I've always wanted in this fucking game. And he's actually in the game. And it's just, I cannot wait. Oh, I'm so excited. And there's just so much stuff to unlock, like single player stuff. Oh my god. I want it now, but I'm going to wait.
Yeah, it's a good plan. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Well, that has been episode 168. Is that right?
Yeah, 168.
We're one episode away from the 169. So this has been Prof Plays Games, and over there is @SummerSpeak. Hope you enjoyed the game. If you like our show, please give us a rating, and we will be back next week, probably to be talking about Smash.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Smash. And hopefully I'll be done with Odyssey. Well, not done with Odyssey. Done with the family storyline.
Yeah.
More to talk about there. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Later, everyone.